Hello everyone, happy Easter Bunny Day as my son likes to call it. We've had a bit of a long day, it's nearly 5 o'clock already, but I thought I'd jump in quickly and tell you about some new release beauty products that have been shown or released this week. There is some interesting stuff and some, frankly, let's just call it out, some weird stuff. There's some weird stuff happening. I don't know how I feel about it. Okay, we're going to start with the weird stuff because I don't know. So pretty much Elf has a collaboration with Liquid Death, which I believe is like a tea, iced tea. Granted, I'm from Australia. We don't have this. I don't understand this, but it's sold out. So apparently some people are vibing it. But the collection is designed to make you look like you can replicate this look because, you know, that's something that we all strive for apparently. So here's the box set, Corpse Paint, nice. Here are the products. To be fair, this in here in this image, it actually looks a lot higher end looks a bit more Kat Von D in the heyday. When you look up close, it looks like Elf. Here you go, another photo. This is the makeup we can make, hooray. So there's this dense brush, and it looks like a flat sort of applicator base. A white face paint, cream product. A black lipstick, which they recommend putting around your eyes, a liquid liner to make that effect, and a matte setting spray to lock it all in so it doesn't go anywhere. Hooray. So yeah, I don't understand this. I never will. And if you got it, go you good thing. They're also releasing the Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. So this is releasing on the 31st and there you go. It's a bi-phase setting spray. It's supposed to moisturize and set, which I quite like. So it's got the oil phase in there. You shake it up and you can sort of hydrate and set. Cool. Morphe are releasing 3 eyeshadow palettes. These are I'm kind of interested. So they're called the Rich and Foiled Eyeshadow Palettes, and this is where they're launching and when. Like, we're getting it in Australia on the 30th of April, so it's a long way away. To be fair, it's probably going to be out at the Morphe website earlier. Anyway, whatever. So essentially there's 3 palettes. They've got a foiled shade in the middle, which looks really nice because it's got that wave, which makes it look really like enticing. But this one is sort of themed around gold, obviously. So the foiled gold, and then you have complementary sort of warm shades around it, sort of nudes. Then there's a platinum palette, so you've got the silver, again that foiled, and then cooler tone nudes around it. And then this rose gold one, which has sort of the, what are they called? Like rosy, not berry shades, sort of terracotta shades. Anyway, I think these look really pretty. It's good that they've got like a rosy, they've got a warm, they've got a cool, great. I want a bronze. I would have tried a bronze, personally. This is an image of the sort of gold foil, so hopefully it does actually apply really nicely. I think it's a really cool concept. It looks very like touchable. I want to like touch it in store. And apparently they swatch quite nicely from what commenters have said. Oh, news that I'm sort of interested in. So this is from Nars. So they are redoing their blush formula. So they're upgrading their blushes. I don't know much about it. So it's supposed to be 16-hour wear, comfortable, weightless feel, high impact, true color payoff, irresistibly silky, blendable, blah, blah, blah. 20 fresh and best-selling shades. I like this because I like NARS blushes, and I do like it when brands, as long as they improve, if they reformulate and improve, that's great. What I do like about this is that they aren't just having orgasm, they've actually expanded out to some other orgasm shades that they've brought out in limited edition form, so like in palettes and whatnot. So I'll show you a couple. This is not all the shades, obviously. But Orgasm is the top one. Then there's Orgasm Edge, Orgasm X, which is really beautiful. It's very, very shiny. It's very pigmented. Orgasm Rush is also really pretty. I've got those 2 in a palette from, I think, last year. Orgasm Rush is like deeper, and it's sort of like a blush, bronzer, highlighter all in one. I think it's really pretty. So they are sort of, like, obviously it's Orgasm. They love their Orgasm, but they're bringing out what I think is probably more interesting versions of it. I don't know if these are, I know there's some here, like obviously Exhibit A, Taj Mahal, they've been out before, but this is, yeah, more. I like this. ABH coming out with a beauty balm, Serum Boosted Skin Tint. Okay, so it's supposed to have 8 skin-loving ingredients for a natural finish, and it's a solid serum boosted skin tint. Okay, this looks like to be the 16 shades, so it does go quite fair through to deep-ish. I don't know how I feel about this. This looks really pretty on the skin, but I'm sure her face looked really good before as well, so it's sort of hard to gauge. I think this sort of tinted balm type product is quite current. I think something about it looks really old though. It looks like makeup from, I don't know, the 80s or something. I don't know. I can't judge. I also have never tried a base product from Anastasia Beverly Hills, so I don't know if they're going to be good or bad. But it's there. Last week I talked about a sneak peek of a One Size Wicked collaboration, and we've seen a lot more from it. Now, the more I see, the less I'm interested, simply because I don't like the makeup looks it creates. So there's 2 sides. So this is the palette. It's got 6 eyeshadows on one side and a blush, and then 6 eyeshadows on the other and a blush, and they're supposed to be for the different characters of Wicked. Fine, we get it, makes sense. I surprisingly don't mind this. I'm obviously a green lover, or liker at least. So I could totally see myself using like those 3, for example, and this as a liner. I think it could be a pretty little green capsule palette. This obviously doesn't go, but I feel like I understand that they're different characters, but at the same time, they're in the same palette, and the person wearing it needs to like both sides. And this is definitely not a side I would wear. This is also not a makeup look I'd want to recreate. I think it does not look good. This makeup job isn't looking any better either. There's also a highlighter. It just looks like your basic champagne highlighter. I do quite like the makeup brush, how it looks like a witch's broomstick. I think that's kind of cute. And then there is a finishing spray that is sparkly. There you go. So the popular glitter setting spray, and it's supposed to make you all sparkly, which I'm not going to use that, but I think it's kind of fun. Especially since setting sprays are like the main product that everyone talks about from One Size, so this makes sense. This does make sense. Here's a better photo of the palette. You can see like, yeah, whatever. If you're a fan, maybe, but I sort of feel like this is collector's makeup and not so much makeup that people necessarily want to wear. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But it's launching early April if you want to check it out. Sephora collection have new bronzers. This is the matte bronzer powder. It's supposed to be a hybrid creamy silky texture that melts into the skin for a natural sun-kissed result. There are 5 shades, $16 US. These are the 5 shades. They look quite cool toned, which is interesting. And here are some of the claims. This looks like Maybelline, L'Oreal, one of those. Speaking of bronzers, we've got some new bronzers from Armani. So these are the Luminous Silk Sunlit Creamy Bronzing Powders. So they're saying on the eyelids, combined with a cheek tint, sculpt and contour, sun-kissed all over the face. These look a little bit more warm-toned. I feel like the Sephora ones look a little bit more contourish, sort of. These are the 4 shades. You can see they've got some like sheen in it, so there's a little bit of luminosity. This photo shows that the shade range is fairly limited. It's sort of like goldy bronze, warmy bronze, browny bronze, and bronzy bronze. I think this is a smart move. They're also releasing Luminous Silk Cheek Tints. So it's supposed to melt into the skin with its watercolor technology inspired by Armani lipsticks, blah, blah, blah. I think this is interesting because Luminous Silk Foundation is loved by many, and I do think that when a brand brings out a foundation and then cheek colors that are supposed to work with that formula, it makes a lot of sense to want to check it out. I quite like the orangey shade. So we don't have many photos, but there's sort of 3 sort of pinky peachy shades. But you can see that there are a variety that are coming out. So it looks like there's going to be 6, some deeper shades, some more sort of berry shades, red, orange, and then the light sort of pink shade. So that is it for this week. Talk soon. Bye.